Hey everybody, it's ASIC Eric on a glorious spring day. Oh, it's so beautiful today. It's not that warm, not warm enough to paint, but warm enough to get back to work on this. So we have a few things we need to accomplish here. Wrapping up from the last episode, I got a new batch of goodies here. Vintage Air was great. They sent me a new one of those. The other one, the chrome was chipping off of it, so they sent me a new one. No questions asked. Got a new thermostat housing. This is the swivel one from Vintage Air. It's a little expensive, but hopefully it fits. Thermostat to go with it. I got the hard line for the power steering pump. I'm pretty sure I need this no matter what else I do. So that's going to convert that internal fitting to an AN6, I think it is. Like it says anyway, I'm pretty sure that's an AN6. Got the pulley installer remover thing, the power steering pump. And then if you remember on the last one I said my torque wrench only went up to 150 pounds. So I decided to get a bigger one. And when I got this bigger one, I wanted to get a longer one because I knew 240 foot-pounds of torque on a standard size torque wrench was going to be pretty tough. Did not expect it to be this big. Good grief. Let me do a little size comparison here.
Give him your wallet.
What for?
He's got a
Torque wrench. Torque wrench.
That's a
Torque wrench. Standard size torque wrench. Oof. Hey, that's a 3/4 inch torque wrench for one. That's a 1/2 inch. Looks like a baby compared to that thing. So I had to get a reducer because I don't have any 3/4 inch sockets. But that guy should have no trouble getting me to the 240 foot-pounds I need, I think. Oy. Alright, so I think we'll get started with that. Take this pulley back off and then get all that stuff torqued the way it's supposed to be. Alright, first order of business. If you remember, these guys are supposed to be torqued to 16 foot-pounds with a T40 plus bit, which I didn't have, so I had to order that too. That'll show up in the camera there. T40 plus. Let's see if we can get those on. Crisscross. It's not a lot of torque. That one I had torque from before. Okay, good. Now this guy needs 240 foot-pounds. Remember, that's the factory bolt that was on there. So we got to torque it to 240, then take that bolt out, and then put the new bolt in. Anyway, I don't know what it is about this thing that just looks so ridiculous. It's a 3/4 to a 1/2 inch, but it just, a 1/2 inch looks so tiny. Alright, that thing's heavy. That should be 240. Let's see how much squealing is involved on my part here. Hopefully my screwdriver holds. 240, huh? Good grief. There we go. 240. Whew. That's meaty. Okay, now we got to get it back off. The question came up last time about, can you run torque wrenches in reverse? You know, they have the ratchet thing on there to go the other way, so I'm assuming yes. And I don't have anything, any kind of breaker bar big enough to break this thing loose otherwise. if this thing's warm. Nope. Alright, let me get ready for the next one. Alright, we got some blue Loctite on there. Looks like it has some kind of red Loctite or something there. So, this needs to be torqued to 37 foot-pounds first. And then we have to start doing it by degrees after that. So, let's just get the 37 foot-pounds. There's 37. And then from there, we have to go 140 degrees twice. So let me get, and the damper has markings on it, so let me get those marked out and I'll figure out what we're doing. Alright, you can hopefully see there, that's top dead center. I can't get the torque wrench to line up exactly with that, it's about 5 degrees off. So I went over here, which is hopefully 140 right there and a little bit past. 10, 20, 30, 40, yep. So, we want to torque the torque wrench from there to there. That was probably not wise. I can't do the torque wrench down there. Let me figure out another way to do that. Hang on. Alright, round two. So I can get it lined up over here on 320. There. And I need to go 140. So another 40 to get to top dead center, and then 100 over there. That's the plan. So we got to go from 320 over to 100 twice. Easy peasy, right? That's 320. Jeez Louise. So that was over 240 foot-pounds, as you heard. That's crazy. I don't see how the hell I'm going to get that to go another one. But we'll try. There's no way. That can't be right. I'll check the instructions again. Alright. Install your new bolt to 37 foot-pounds. Get a reference on the front of the engine with the torque wrench hanging at the spot where 37 foot-pounds was achieved. Reference 140 for another tightening cycle, which I did. Then go another 147 or 140 degrees. There ain't no way. I'll try and see what else I can get out of it, but I don't think I can move it anymore. Alright, I tried to move that. I got it maybe another 20 degrees or something. I'm going to leave that there because as you can tell, I'm winded. I don't see how in hell I can get that to move another 140 degrees. So, LS folks, tell me what you think. Moving on. Alright, so the next thing I was going to try to fix was this bushing over here that wouldn't pull in. Like this one did. That bolt, trying to take it out was really tight. Sure enough, it snapped it in half. So there must have been something wrong with that nut on there that just locked onto the bolt too tight. So I got to get another bolt from Vintage Air. I still have to get this guy out though to put the heater vent line in, so let me do that. Alright, so just the refresher. This is the inlet we put into the water pump. Here's the vent line coming out. This hose that I bought is actually exactly the right length. Don't need to cut it. Let me show you here. I'll tell you one thing I don't miss about the warm weather. Sweating. Whew. Alright. See, that guy goes right under here. Right through there. Looks great. If I run into any clearance issues or anything here, I can always cut this back a little bit. Move it further back. There's another little ridge right there. There's one on the tip here. There's one, so I could go further back if I need to. But I think that'll be all right. All right, next, let's do the power steering pump. All right, first order of business is putting this hard line on here. There's the pressure line and the return. This calls for 30 foot-pounds or so. I had the alternator in there, so I just guessed it. That's a 7/8 inch socket, wrench, whatever. That's pretty chunky. So now let's see about getting the pulley on there. All right, I've never done this before, and the instructions are less than clear, but pick the appropriate adapter. This is the universal. Woo, excuse me. Pulley, that little thing there needs to go toward the outside, like so. And then this guy, but according to the instructions, I think it's bearing washer nut, and that threads over that other guy that we just installed, like so. In theory, once you have that, you can put a wrench here and tighten it down. Well, let's see. All right, the big nut on the outside is 15/16. This little guy here is 7/16. I guess that's theoretically it. Is that moving? Yep, that's moving. Probably turn this too, but I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Maybe both. We're gonna look at the pulley alignment there. Close. Assuming it's going to bottom out somewhere along the way. Doesn't say anything in the instructions. I get the belt. See how it lines up. Looks pretty good where it is. That's probably okay. All right, let's get the crankshaft pulley back on. Now these came pre-Loctited, but I'm going to put some fresh Loctite on them since they were installed and removed once. I can still torque down that crankshaft bolt if you guys tell me what I need to do there. Let's get these started here. Forget what size these things are to get the right socket here. Give me a minute. Those guys are torqued to 25 foot-pounds. It's not going to work. Damn. belt one more time. That runs under there. Turkey. Yep, alignment looks good. All right. All right, another question for the LS heads. This guy's got that little tab on it there, you see it? This thermostat housing does not have it, nor does the water pumps. I think I need to cut that off. If you try to push the thermostat in, it wants to bunch up around those things, I think. Ugh. Alright, well, I just went ahead and cut it off. Can always get a new thermostat. I don't think you can see what I'm doing down here. Get the thermostat to fit in the housing. That works a lot better. Hopefully the bolts line up on this one, because they didn't on the last one. I can't see what I'm doing down here. Shit. Can't install this with the tensioner on there, so I gotta take the tensioner off first. Okay. That does fit, which is nice. That is a 10 millimeter. Not quite sure where I want this thing pointing yet. Put it there for now. Move it later. I don't think it's movable after you tighten it. That's kind of surprising. If it was, you could still slide it around. Nope. Something like that. Okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't put any anti-seize on that. Shit. All right. Change. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think that's all I can do today. We need to get a new bolt for the AC compressor. Everything else is ready to go here, I think. So if anybody has any comments on that crankshaft bolt for one, anything else here that you saw that looked fishy or funky, let me know. Otherwise, this won't be the wrap-up video. We got yet another video to do after this one. So, engine's pretty close to being done. So, next step is tiring up all this wiring harness stuff. I got to run the rest of the knock sensors and stuff down here. Some of the wiring on this wiring harness has the aluminum wrap on it. Some of it doesn't. These are the O2 sensors, I think. Oh, it's crank. So what do you guys think? The ones that don't have wrap, do I need to wrap them? Well, interesting. The O2 sensor doesn't have wrap on it. That's kind of funny. All right, well, I guess these are the ones that go up in here under the exhaust. What's this other one? Yeah. Knock even, knock odd. Okay. No, crank. Whatever. I'll figure it out. Let me know what you guys think, and if you just use aluminum, sorry, you had a frame there, aluminum wrap or anything else on that. Yeah, and then ready to start wiring this thing up. I do need to figure out what I'm going to do with this guy. He doesn't fit anymore, so I'm going to have to make a new bracket for him or something to get him up out of the way, because he's supposed to go right there, but the AC compressor's in the way, so I'm going to have to move him up higher or something. Oh, we'll figure it out. All right, I think that's going to do it for today. Take it easy, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. We'll see you on the next one.